notes on my new
That's
pad.
right, and I'm sorry you don't have agendas.
Where's the page? One less page.
You've got your
Put it on my
computer in
phone
front of you.
right
Oh, good, okay.
Krista will keep us honest.
Good evening. Welcome to the June 17th meeting of the Tyngsborough Sustainability Committee. My name is Diana Cohane. Could I have everybody please introduce yourselves?
Carolyn Scafidi?
Keith Morse?
Kristen Keegan.
Thank you. The following meeting is being recorded and broadcast by Tyngsborough Media. The meeting is available through our local cable access channels on Comcast and Verizon Fios, and as a live stream on our town website. A recording of this meeting will be available through the video on demand portion of our town's website. After instruction from the State Fire Marshal and the Tyngsborough Fire Chief, in the event of an emergency, there is an exit directly across from me at the rear of the room and one to my left. So there and there. Okay, so we will move on to the first order of business, citizens and business time. Seeing no one in the audience, we'll move on to debriefing the Health and Safety Fair from June 7th. So I thought it was a good event. It was well attended. I think that the games worked. We probably could have had fewer games. They worked. They kept the kids busy while we talked to the parents, you know, even if they didn't know what they were shooting the bags for. But some adults had fun playing the games too. So I thought that was a good ad. And thank you to Kathy for going down to Natick to pick them up and then delivering them
Lexington to bring
back
them back,
to
yeah.
Lexington. That's a lot.
Huge help.
Yes, that was a big help, so thank you. I'm just bringing up the agenda for you, Carol. Everybody else, just in case you want to
Oh, thank you.
leave it like right there. Flip through it,
All
make
right.
it bigger.
Okay.
Okay, so you know what's coming up.
Okay, thank you.
So the one, and I thought we had good information out there. The one thing that didn't work was that survey QR code that said it had expired. So we'll talk later. I do want to talk about the survey and how we want to get the word out about the survey and ask people to take it. Anybody else observe anything about the Health and Safety Fair?
No, I thought it went really well. We were able to give out all of those water bottles.
Yes. That I didn't even know we still had. That was so funny. Yeah, all the water bottles were gone. People seemed interested, you know, in the topics, and it was a wide range of electricity versus native and invasive plants, homeworks energy. There were just a lot of topics that we talked to the residents about, so that was good. I received a thank you letter from the Board of Health, and they're going to, believe it or not, have another health and safety fair in September. So we need to consider whether we want to do that one or not.
Sure, why not?
I mean, I guess the more
Game.
opportunities we can
Yeah, absolutely.
have, and maybe,
They have the dates set?
yeah, it was September, you think it was the 17th? Oh, no, I thought it was September 27th.
27th, like I know it's a 7 and a 90.
I think it's September 27th. Let me take a quick look. Thank you for attending. Here it is. And it's taking a while, but I believe it's September 27th.
I think I'm in Indiana that weekend,
Okay,
but I'll confirm if that ends up being the date and if I
Okay.
can be here or not.
okay. Saturday, September 27th, yeah. I will be in touch. Okay. Yep. So, I mean, it seems far away, but given that summer's going to fly by,
Right.
we'd want to consider, you know, the effort that it took to get those games.
Think you'd want them again?
Would we want them again, and, or just to pick?
Pick some, yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think the one that I thought people really enjoyed was that balance one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was good. And the beanbag one, did they have maybe a smaller one?
I'm not sure. I know they have a junior pitfall.
And wasn't that
The
Pitfalls?
pitfall was the bigger one. Yeah, that was the beanbag one, right. There is a junior one, or a
Is it-
smaller one.
Yeah, I wonder if that would work.
Yeah, see.
So we'll see about reserving games again?
Okay. Because they're in Lexington. That's where they're housing them, where we
Oh.
brought them back.
Okay,
So, I know, we know where it is. It's really easy to get there.
okay, okay. And you might be out of town. Keith, how about you?
I'm a maybe. I'll get
A
back to
maybe?
you.
Okay. All right, so I'll give her a tentative, yes, we're interested. Okay. All right. Anything else on that? No? All right, graphics. So I created this for the table, in case people asked us what we were doing. And I tried to create this, it's a lot of different areas that we're focusing on, right? So to try to categorize resource management, waste reduction, and recycling, that's where we've been mostly.
Yeah.
Circular economy, we've been working on stuff on that. Renewable energy. So resource management and renewable energy are really kind of the newer areas. And then I put things in the bulleted list after it are things that, programs that we are either doing or consider doing towards those spaces. So if everybody could kind of review this and see if you have any other suggestions for this chart, I would appreciate it. And maybe there's a way we designate things that maybe we do things that we're currently doing in one color and things that we're not yet doing in another. That might help us.
Yeah.
But,
We're not doing the plastic bag recycling
Yeah, I was
anymore,
gonna ask, that was the plastic bag recycling.
no,
but we are doing string light recycling, so maybe switch those out so that we're saying things that we are actively doing.
where's the
On the
plastic?
right,
On the
next to
top
waste
right.
Oh, yeah,
reduction.
yeah.
has
Yeah,
Bag recycling.
well, I think the reason I put that is because it's something that we taught the community about. So we're hoping that the community has continued that, even though we're not collecting them.
Right.
We're hoping the community's doing plastic bag recycling. Yeah, see, it's kind of hard, because, like, we're not doing stormwater management, we're not going to do stormwater management, but it falls under resource management. So maybe I'm trying to do too much with this chart.
Composting's on here twice as well.
Yes. Yeah. Because it kind of falls under both.
It does, yeah. No, it's relevant, just want to make sure.
Right, right. Yeah, so maybe if you guys could help me with thinking of a better way to present this. I mean, do we just, I don't know.
I don't know, I think your idea of like, say what we're doing now and what's, like, what we're not really doing, but like what we're intending to do.
Maybe maybe we have like one color for
Yeah, what you're doing presently.
sustainability programs is one thing.
Right.
Current,
Yeah,
and then there's some of the stuff that's done in other departments, like stormwater management. Some of these things we're asking people to do, especially under the resource management.
yeah, pesticides.
We do like a things you can help with.
Yeah. Yeah, something what you can
Oh, you can help.
do. Yep. I don't know.
So like what you could do at home, what you could do through the town, what,
Okay, we'll think about it.
okay.
We'll bring this out again next time. See
No,
if anybody
good
gets a
enough.
brainstorm on
Nice job, though.
how to capture and help us to prioritize our efforts too. Okay, so that's the graphic. Solid waste reduction, we won't go through the numbers because I think we have one more month before the year's over.
That's not okay.
We have one more month before the year's over, so I didn't think we'd look at the detail, but we are still on track at this point at this point, we have a 5% overall reduction in trash and recycling tonnage for the first 11 months, so unless everybody goes crazy in June, I think we're going to achieve the 3% reduction goal, so that's good news. One thing that happened last month that I was very concerned about, and I don't know what the answer is, but when, I think there was 1 week, when Republic went to bring the recycling to Waste Management, which is where the contract is to bring it, and they were temporarily closed. So they had to bring it somewhere, and they did call the town. They followed the procedure in the contract. They called the town, and they had to bring it to Dynamic Waste Solutions, which I don't even know where that is. So instead of us paying like $70 or $80 per ton, the town paid over $230 per ton
Oh, my God.
of recyclables. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't that crazy? 230, so so the revenue, the offset isn't there.
Right.
And their processing fee must be huge. I don't know if it's it just seems to me that Waste Management shouldn't be able to just shut their door.
Right.
Right.
And they
We
have a contract to
contract.
accept these things, and then we eat the cost of them
Right.
suddenly shutting. So I have raised that to the town manager, and he's looking into that. He wasn't aware that that had happened,
Wow.
so, which he wouldn't be, because the call goes to the Board of
Right,
Health.
Board of Health.
And they said, yeah, well, what are you gonna say? Like, no, don't dump it, and bring it all
Bring it
back?
back.
Yeah. So it's not,
Not quite.
but it just seems like there's something wrong in the
It's
contract.
gotta be yeah.
That it's-
There has
that
to
we
be a
eat that.
solution That we're not
Huh,
paying
So this was the
times as
first,
much money to get rid of the
exactly,
recyclables.
yeah.
I mean, there
Because the
goes all
tipping-
that savings that we've worked on.
Right, it's gone. Right?
Exactly. So it ended up bringing the average cost per ton to $130 per ton or something like that. So more than the
Almost
trash
double.
for 1 month because of that diversion that happened. So the town manager is aware of that, and I don't know what the solution is. I'll follow up with him and see what he's found. Okay, so on to energy. I attended that Climate Change Makers and the Municipal Energy Summit. And I sent you kind of my high-level observations, just little things to look at or to raise to your awareness. But I also sent you the link to the slides, and I also sent those to the town manager, who I hope is sharing with the new assistant town manager, because there's some important information in there. One of the things I wanted to point out for the residents is that this coming winter, did I put that in as one of the highlights? This coming winter, the distribution cost on National Grid bills, if you have a heat pump, and they know you have a heat pump, you're going to get a reduced
Right, yeah. Yeah, you
distribution
put
per
that on there.
kilowatt hour.
That was on there.
So, and again, the question I've heard from people is like, what if they don't know you have a heat pump? So
Right.
Yeah.
we'll have to, once they announce the program and what it is, then we'll have to follow up on that for residents. So I thought that was interesting. They also are offering what's called electrification advocate training. And I did reach out to our rep at National Grid, and it is a free training. Let me just see if I can get that 1 second. it's free training, and I believe it's virtual, so you don't have to, you don't have to go to this class in person. The July cohort, that class, those classes are full right now, but there is an application process that you apply to get into one of these classes. And you can choose whether you want to do it at a specific time, like it's so many weeks in a row. It's a 4-week class. Or do you want to do it asynchronously? So I think they send you the course and you review it when you can. But their goal is to have more people out there that are able to answer questions when residents have questions about moving to electric, to electric utilities and
Is that
stuff like
link in
that.
there?
What's that?
Was that link in there? I don't remember
Link to
seeing it.
what?
To this electrification classes.
No, it said that there was an electrification advocate training that was free. I might have highlighted that, but I have the email about how to sign up for the class, and I'll forward that to all of us. I did sign up to see what they come back with, but they said we'll be in touch. So that's all I know. But I'll forward it to all of you. It can't hurt to get your names in there
Right.
and then see if it works,
That would be great.
if the timing works. The more of us, the better. Okay, so I'll send that email to you. Oh, it's got to be my finger.
Oh. Okay.
It's the fingerprint thing. All right, so those with conferences. There's no update on the retro commissioning at TES and THS. Town manager said that the Guardian, who's the contractor doing that work, is waiting till after the school year's over, after the kids are out of the building, and then they will,
Just want to get it down, yeah.
and then they'll, why isn't that moving? Oh,
There we go.
There we go. Where are we? Right there. And then they will do the work this summer. So stay tuned on that one. Homeworks Energy, right here. So Kristen, this is for you.
So I don't have an update on our numbers as of right now from Homeworks. I'm waiting to hear from that.
Okay,
But I was in touch with the director for the subcontractor that works with Mass Save for the dehumidifier events.
okay,
And Mass Save would be happy to have them come out to Zero Waste Day in the fall and do a recycling event with us.
for dehumidifiers?
Yeah, and they would advertise, they put it on their site so that it goes out to everybody in the community and, around us that they're doing this as well.
So Mass Save would come out?
Yes, Mass Save would send the subcontractor that they use
Okay,
is TRC companies
Okay.
for all of their dehumidifier events. So Bill, the director of TRC, reached out to me to just verify details of when the event is, where it is, and to say that they'd be, Mass Save has approved it and they would be
so what do they
happy.
do? How does it work?
You just come and bring your dehumidifiers and they recycle them for you and give you a rebate.
They are giving rebates?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow, that's
So-
great.
And do we know what the rebate will
I
be?
don't know, I'm still waiting for all the
Okay.
details.
Okay,
But it'll go on the Mass Save site and,
good.
they have like a blog about their events and.
Oh, and
so-
then they let people know?
Yeah, so it'll be
Okay.
listed as one of the communities having the event with the date and the link right to Zero Waste Day.
Right,
It's great.
that's great. And you don't think the scouts will be upset that we're diverting dehumidifiers in a different direction?
I don't think so.
I think they've got enough
Okay.
Yeah.
of everything else.
Good.
The other electronics, yeah.
Good. All right, that's a great addition then. All right, and
Well,
then,
just to let them know that, I mean, there's a rebate that goes with it, so it's going to benefit the
Yeah.
residents.
Yeah.
So I
exactly.
don't think they'd have a problem with that.
Of course, we just got our new dehumidifier. Oh, well.
No, I need a new one.
And I think Ron
Bring
lifted
mine.
our old one up into that steel, scrap metal
Oh, the
thing.
scrap metal.
Or maybe he brought it to Zero Waste last time, because I wasn't here, so I don't know.
Right, right.
It's gone. Okay, so NIMCOG, I have that down here because I gotta change it to stop turning off. I just wanted you guys to be aware that, NIMCOG is the North Middlesex Council of Governments, and so it's kind of like where there are these resources that are shared across all of North Middlesex region. And there are two positions in there that I wanted you to be aware of. One of them is, there is a sustainability planner named Megan Tenhoff, I think is her name. So she is the sustainability planner for the whole Northern Middlesex Council, right? So she should be a resource for us. I've reached out to her to say, you know, how can we get started together? So I'll let you know more of what I learned from her. And there's also a regional energy manager named Michelle Zelenka, but I believe she is there because the towns of Dunstable, Littleton, Pepperell, and Townsend got this grant to have this, and I think it was part of the EPA grant money, to have this energy manager help them come up with a, you know, zero emission plan in so many years. But I think that she still can offer us some resources and stuff. So I will update you on that, but just so you know that there are these resources we can tap potentially. Okay? Okay, education and outreach. So, as I told you, I found out by mistake that we did get this grant. And when I
Mistake.
I know. And when I finally, I had to go back to the state to say, look, I cannot get in touch with, I see we have it, but I have no idea how it works, when it started, you know, how to get the money or anything.
Yeah.
And so then they sent me to the woman that's signed this, Patricia McLaughlin. It's weird, because look at her email address.
Great little,
Great little chamber.
But I think that must just be her work email address,
Right.
but she's a resident of Tyngsborough.
Oh.
I've got to give her a call, but as you can see, I have no phone number to
Yep.
call her. But the good news is, when I finally did get in touch with her, she went back to the committee to ask if, I said, can we change this to workshops instead of a movie series? And she went and got permission from the rest of the committee, and they said yes.
Oh,
So
great.
we can change it to workshops. And the great news is that we have a year from the date that they finally sent a letter versus last January, which is when they were supposed to choose the winners. So that's good. We have a whole year.
up until June 6th,
June 6, 2026.
2026.
Yep.
Good.
We have until June 6, 2026. And as Liz told us before, this is done on a reimbursement process. So,
Yeah, reimbursement from,
yeah, so
invoices.
I'm fine with laying it out. But I was thinking, we were thinking about, like, what do we want to do for workshops? And again, going back to this, I don't know if we want to try to do something in these categories. One of the ideas I had was, first of all, I think there's a lot of confusion out there about what a heat pump is, and how it works, and maybe we can get a workshop on heat pumps and maybe even have like the vendor of a heat pump come and give the technical explanation to the community about what a heat pump is and what the requirements are, and answer people's questions, because there are legitimate questions about heat pumps and stuff. So I thought that might be one workshop.
So wouldn't this is where the survey would have come in handy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have like 20 responses. And I'll look through that again to be sure that I'm not missing something that they were saying. And then Amy had a lot of people asking questions about
Yeah, that would be great.
invasives and native planting.
Yep.
And I asked Amy, would you be interested in doing a workshop on this? And she said, let me think about it, but yeah, I think so. So it would be great if Amy would be willing to do that, or we do it with Amy and somebody from Mass Audubon comes or something like that. But I think that would be a good workshop as well. Does anybody have any other areas that they think people in the area of sustainability?
Yeah, I think the natives and invasives will be a good one.
Yeah,
Especially with the
pollinator
amount of people
gardens.
who came asking questions about that at
Yeah.
the Health and Safety Fair. It seems like it's a big definitely a hot topic.
Yep. Okay. And pollinator gardens, what those are.
Do we, I know we've done it before, do we want to try another composting workshop?
Maybe another workshop on composting, and have somebody that actually shows up this time.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He punted pretty well.
Heat pumps.
So,
What about rooftop solar?
I was gonna say, like, maybe something about, like, solar and how net metering works and how how the smart credits work.
Yeah.
I barely understand it, and I have solar,
I
so.
was gonna say, we have solar, and I still don't quite understand how this thing is
so that
working.
might be a good one
All
to
I know
have.
is we don't have bills sometimes. Okay.
I can't have solar unfortunately, but
Oh, because of your
condo,
condo?
yeah, because the association's responsible for the roofs. So it's not that we're individual, so we can't do that.
Okay.
That'd be good.
I think that's
Solar.
good. That gives us 2 in the electric space and 2 in the composting, and then the native,
Plants, yeah,
and the plants.
that's a start.
Yeah. Okay,
Me.
okay, good. Okay, so we just need to find resources. And it's interesting, because in a lot of these, I don't know what our costs are really gonna be. I mean, maybe feeding the people or something is gonna be the cost,
there you
right?
go, yeah.
Because some of these, I don't think we're gonna need to pay some of the people. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so
Unless you have
that's,
swag, like giving away composting buckets, like,
what's that?
unless you want swag like giving away composting buckets.
Oh,
or
yeah,
like
that's true. That's a good
seeds for
point.
natives or something.
Yeah, so swag and refreshments.
Mhm.
The other idea I had, and I would put this at the bottom of the list, but I thought it could be fun to have, like, somebody come and do a little cooking thing with an induction stove. Because a lot of people don't really understand what induction stoves are and why they're good or not good. I don't have one myself, but it might be fun if it's turned into like a little cooking class and people can see how quickly the water boils and, just an intro to that. And I went online and you can get a portable induction stove for like $50. So I was thinking, oh, maybe we buy that stove and we give it to the town here. They have a little stove in their break room or something. I don't know. But I would put that at the bottom of this one.
Raffle it off.
What's that?
Or raffle it off,
Oh, that's true. We could raffle it off.
whatever, I don't know.
Yeah. So, okay, so we have 4 or 5, and we have a year. I think that the native invasives, I think the timing for that is either the fall or the spring, right? Composting can be done anytime as well. The rest of them, I don't think we have to really worry about timing. Okay, good? Okay, new resident packets.
There are 13 new residents since last month, so I just updated it today.
Oh, I was gonna say, okay,
No, I didn't.
okay,
It's a little crazy in
Yeah, no,
DC
that's
for a
o-
week, so I did
okay.
get to it today.
okay, 13 more, and we have, you were current, Carol, with everything that was in there.
Yeah.
So we're up to 597 packets that have been delivered. So we'll break the 600 mark not this year, but in our,
Yeah, because there was just one that, they were just breaking ground when I went to deliver it.
I don't even understand
don't
how,
understand.
unless they, the only thing I can think of is maybe they closed out the wrong property
Okay.
where it was new construction,
Yeah.
because nobody's taking ownership without an occupancy certificate. Shouldn't have been closed out in the system. So I think that they may have closed the wrong
Okay.
oh,
Okay.
wow.
It's like, I got there and I'm like, wow, they're just
That's not right,
breaking
yeah.
ground. I'm like, okay, so
Yeah.
I have just have it on the side.
I think the agent, the listing agent just messed up.
Okay.
Does that mean there's one we're missing then?
That would mean there's one that we're missing,
Right.
because they closed flat out instead
I
of
put
the
in
correct
there,
one.
not built yet.
No, I
made a
know,
note.
but if she put the wrong address, there could be somebody, another one that
another one that
closed
closed.
that we didn't deliver to because we didn't know.
Yep.
I guess once we're done the list, we can see who's missing.
Who's
or
missing.
Or you know which ones are, that you've done so far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
could pull those out. We met some of the residents there, by the way. We were playing pickleball
Mm-hmm.
in Ironwood, and they don't like their pickleball court. They have their own there, but
They
it's,
don't like it,
it's
so they use any
plastic.
other
It's
one.
like, it's a plastic surface, and
Yeah,
they don't like
they
the
don't
way
like
the
it.
ball bounces, and so they were coming over to Ironwood and playing in the park, which it's for everybody,
Yep.
you know?
Is it okay, can we go use your pool?
Well, yeah, right?
You come and use the course, you're not using this, great.
That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
just as a joke.
But they're very nice. They were very
Yeah.
nice people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was interesting, because one of them that I talked with a bit is from, has lived in different places and really liked this place because of all the shopping nearby.
Yep.
And being able to live like in what seems like the woods, but then
Like, be
having
so close
access
to
to Whole
everything.
Foods and Trader Joe's
Oh,
and
yeah, it is.
Costco.
It's a prime spot.
Yeah, yeah. It didn't occur to me that that's what would make that attractive, was all the
True.
shopping.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so that's good, thank you, guys. 19th Annual Townwide Cleanup, I gave you the year, each year, and how many bags the Highway Department collected. Now, there were more bags than that done, because like the schools, the Highway Department doesn't collect them from the schools, but you can see the declining,
I think not having the neighbor to neighbor is killing it.
it's killing us. Yeah, I know.
I know I just did a lot less because of the poison ivy.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
did
out
a
of
lot
control
less.
this year.
I would have done a lot more. Those numbers would have been really higher, but
Yeah,
I just
And
can't
and I-
afford to get it anymore.
I did a lot less because of the rain this year.
And the rain, right, the weather,
And then, when May hit, I was just too busy. April
Yeah.
was gone.
yeah.
But I really think that it would be a bigger outcome, I think, if we picked a specific date and made it one-day townwide cleanup. And the school, we spend our effort informing the schools, informing the community, and we just have one day, and we just have to think about the logistics of how to do that, a one-day event. And there are other towns that do it, so maybe reaching out to other towns and seeing what do they do for their one-day events.
But I see a need for more than just once a year.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know, I was just trying to think of what kind of campaign, I mean, even at the park. I mean, people leave bottles and trash, this is
Mm-hmm. I
our new
know.
park.
Right.
And I'm constantly cleaning up, all of us, Ron, I mean, a lot of us are just cleaning up, and it's like, and there's so many trash barrels, and they just, it's
Still
10
leave
steps
it.
away, and it's still like, put it in the trash, so there's gotta be some kind of campaign, it's gotta be some kind of awareness about this, about the litter, it's
I mean,
just
people who
horrible.
are gonna do that are gonna do that no matter what. They
Exactly.
just don't care.
I know, I
You
know.
know, if you're leaving it 10 feet from a barrel,
Yeah.
you're just,
Yeah, I just don't know how to get people to care. It's hard.
Well, yeah, and, yeah, I mean, ideally, we'd have townwide cleanup all 12 months and never see it. But by having one big event, you raise awareness about
Right.
littering and its impact too, and so maybe that, that helps. But
Yeah,
I think that,
okay.
I think we should give a shot
Yeah.
at trying a one-off event.
Mhm.
And I will look in, when is Earth Day next year? Does anybody know?
It's around the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, in the
July,
20s usually.
August.
Earth Day 2026. Wednesday, April 22nd.
Wednesday, April 22nd.
Is
Okay,
that usually during April vacation week?
yeah,
that is April vacation.
Yeah.
that's Earth Day.
Mhm.
Okay.
Would you want to do it on Earth Day?
It's interesting, because it is, yeah, but then a lot of people are working. You got kids home
And, or away.
or away. Yeah. Yeah, so we probably don't want to do it,
would you do it like on a weekend?
yeah. Yep.
Weekend's probably better, right?
Or, you know, the nearest weekend outside of spring break.
Yeah, true. True. So maybe, yeah, and again, maybe we do it later. So the 25th is the end of spring break, right? So maybe, then you're on to May 2nd.
And that's zero waste day.
Oh, shoot, that's right, that's Zero Waste Day.
Okay, so maybe earlier than spring
Earlier
break.
than Earth Day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so it would be like April 11th or something like that.
Okay, we don't, is
Wow.
Easter anywhere around there?
Easter is April 5th,
Oh, okay, so the week before, okay,
so the week after.
okay.
So we'll put a question mark for that.
For the 11th?
Yeah,
Okay.
put a question mark for now. And I will, I'll see if I can find out what other towns do that do one-day events and, you know, how successful they are. So I'll do a little research on that. Okay.
Now that we got the park,
Good
it
point.
could be a good, like, kickoff.
Yeah, like the, like ground zero, like everyone meet there.
Kickoff and whatever.
Yeah,
Or the culmination there at the end, I don't know, either
We don't really have a
kickoff.
town square to speak of, so it could be a nice, like, central point.
yeah, because there's more parking there than down in the
Yeah, it's just
center
a
of town.
Just a thought of,
Yeah,
but see what other towns
maybe we
do.
could have a band playing and
Hey, you know, why not?
Sullivan Farms serving ice cream,
Yeah. Hey,
something like that.
sure,
Okay,
sky's the limit.
sky's the limit. That's right. Okay, thank you. And we didn't talk about this, I don't have this specifically on the agenda, but that survey, I'm thinking that maybe we can, I think we should be putting it on Facebook. And we'll do just maybe a tiny URL code. I'll get a tiny URL code rather than the web address. I don't think we want to use the QR code because we don't
I
know if
wouldn't
they're
use
going
the
to
QR
expire.
code, I would just do a regular link.
Yeah.
Because
or-
everybody's on their phone and then they can't get into the QR code because they
Right.
can't scan
Right.
it.
They
so-
can't scan it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's for the Facebook, yeah. Yeah, just a tiny URL, or, actually, we don't need to worry, because they just click
Yeah,
on
they're
that
just
link.
gonna click the link, so.
Okay. So, so Facebook, I haven't submitted anything for the Bridge newsletter. Does anybody know how that's going?
I haven't heard anything about it.
No,
Heard anything?
okay. So
I
the
signed
Bridge,
up for it, but
Did you?
like, I haven't heard anything.
yeah, I thought I did too, but maybe I didn't. And then I noticed that they did send out, the town did send out a, you know how they have their townwide emails? They did send out a survey for the, I think it was for the Center for Active Living or
Yep.
something. So maybe we can get the town to send out the survey that way. Okay, so I will work on those. Keith, you want me to put it on Facebook?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll do that one too. Okay. Good. All right, so correspondence, that letter from Mass Cultural Council, we already went over that. And now we need to, unless, is there anything anybody else wants to talk about?
Yeah.
Yes, oh, yes, that's right. You had something and we'd missed it.
Well, yeah, it was just a thought.
Okay,
I know what the chief of police, you know, talked about, our standouts and stuff, but then one thing led to the other, and it was kind of like, and I thought about I told about the welcome packets, and I said, if there's anything that you'd want us to maybe put in there related to the Tyngsborough Police Department, he said, you know, you think about it. And then I was thinking, well, I wonder if there could be some way to include the renters, the people that rent in the community, but I don't know how difficult that would be, because I know that it's easier, you know who's closing on the house and who's living where, but renters, that's why I wanted to ask.
Renters are tough if they're not listed by an agent.
Okay.
They aren't typically online in any database. because most landlords will just do it on their own. Like put out an ad or put it in the Facebook Marketplace, and we don't even see them.
Yeah, okay, no, I just wanted to check with that, so I just thought,
Yeah.
I can watch for the rentals as we do have them and include those. I don't know if we want to add another field to know that
That it's a rental.
rental or not, if it matters.
So you- but
I-
you don't
I can
see all
search
of them, right?
those also with the single families, multis, condos. That's easy. It's just not going to be an accurate depiction of how many tenants we're
Right.
getting in, but, I mean.
It won't be
it-
complete, but it'll be better than nothing.
It'll be something, just not,
and, yeah, and then also thinking about what do we really want, if we did that, what would we really want to include? There was a lot of things we wouldn't include,
Right.
because they're renters, like, well, what would we include? It was just a thought while I was having that conversation with them.
I have an idea, which is, I wonder if at the places that are rentals, if we could come up with some set of information that's all digital, and in their entryways, where their mailboxes are, say, well, you know, welcome to Tyngsborough, you know. Again, I don't know about these QR codes,
Right.
but
No, they're
we gotta figure
expiring.
that out, but something that they can then, or do we want them to call the town if they want to get information? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, it was just a thought, just a thought.
No, I think it's a good thought.
But just maybe thinking about more logistics, just what we'd want to include, how, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
that's all.
And did he want to include something from the police department?
He didn't say specifically, it was just like, he says, oh, I didn't even know you did that. I said,
Okay.
yeah, we did, we do that, you know. Because I wanted to just make it more inclusive, you know,
Right,
get more people involved with the town, and even
Right.
if they are renting here, you know, but,
If we come up with a good solution for posting in, building complexes, that could be useful for general outreach.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, but you even have renters in like condos,
right,
they're
Yeah.
standalone condos.
yeah, like
Or,
we have
I mean,
renters in our
single families, too.
condos.
And single families.
so, I mean, it would apply to them as well, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, if it's a garden-style condo, the invasives and everything aren't going to
right,
benefit them, but, I mean, your other styles certainly will.
yeah. Okay,
I can start including them and then just put, like, in the address line, I'll just put in parentheses, rent,
okay,
and then
okay.
we'll
Okay,
know how many are
and we can think about
homeowners
what goes
versus
in there.
tenants, and,
yeah. I could,
and if there's something that needs to.
could like
vary.
scope them out.
Yeah, and you can decide if there's somebody that's even getting our service or not.
Right, and just go
Right.
visit,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just make contact,
right,
just to make contact,
it's a great idea.
you know?
Okay,
I'll start pulling those too.
all right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay.
Good. Anything, Keith? Keith, are we, for planning for next year, are we going to do Repair Cafe again 1 or 2 weeks before Zero Waste Day?
Yes,
Okay,
that'd be my goal.
and we're gonna get, and do you think we still need to be doing it off-site from the town? Or do you think the library might be ready to host it?
Let me think about that. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, because we do seem to have a good fit with the Beehive, but if it gets much bigger, it would get a little cramped.
Right. And I don't know if the location, does that get in our way? It's a great, once they get there, it's a great location. But do people feel a little weird about going over there versus going to their town hall,
Yeah.
library, or even, even a school, if we could do that?
And I could talk to Kathy at the library. She's been to most of them, so
Right.
she knows now what it entails, so. The
Yeah.
question of like, is having it here, viable? Now she'll have like a much better context for what that means.
Right, right,
So I
Okay.
could definitely have that conversation with her.
okay,
My first idea was to have it in like maybe even this room.
this room, yeah,
I think it was Ron who suggested, like, well, maybe the beehive might work better because I think at that point it was like a liability concern.
I think they were concerned about insurance or
Yes,
something
exactly.
like that,
Mm.
right. But now that we've run it a few times,
If you look in the library, they've got areas in the back. I mean, there's a lot of different areas within the library that
Yeah.
can be used for.
that's true,
Different stations.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you don't have, not gonna have the kitchen and all that, right?
right,
But,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking about, like, October 25th or October 18th, FYI. One of those two dates, and then we're on for November 1st. Boy, that is the first, that's the earliest it can possibly be,
I'll be.
November
going-
1st.
I'll be in Europe.
You'll be in Europe, okay,
That'll be nice.
yeah, nice. All right, let's move on to the minutes for May 20th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 20th meeting.
Second.
Motion by Kristen, second by Carol. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstaining, and that's unanimous. And I have our next meeting as July 15th. Is anybody going to be around for that?
Not me.
Actually might be.
I think so.
So I'll be out the previous week, but I actually will be there. I should be there.
I'm in 2026.
We're really planning ahead, huh?
Yep. My gosh.
It's the August.
Yeah. I'll be here.
2, 3, okay. Yeah, because I'd like us to not have the August 19th meeting. So, are you back for that?
I'm back.
Okay, well.
Back on the 16th.
Maybe we will.
That's all
We'll
right.
see. We'll see. But it sounds like we might have enough for the July 15th.
Well, I could, I could probably
You can call in. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You just have to tell me how to do that. I'll have to go somewhere. Oh, no, it'll be okay. I just don't have Wi-Fi or anything where I am. It's very rustic, so.
oh, okay.
But if it's just the phone,
It's just the phone.
yeah, if it's just the phone,
Yeah.
that's
I did
fine.
it on a landline.
Huh?
I did it on landline when I did.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do
Perfect.
it on my
What's the
phone.
time difference gonna be, though? You live
No
6
time
hours?
difference. No, I'll
No,
be in
she's at the
I'm in
Cape.
North Shore, I'm on the Cape.
Oh, I thought for Europe. I'm like,
November,
wait.
I'll be in
If she's
Europe.
going to run zero waste day
I'm
from Europe.
thinking
Everyone's
Europe, and I'm
always
like, wait,
saying
what?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
A long day.
And
Yeah.
one of the things for July 15th is reorganization, so I just wanted the members, I've spoken with Kristen, I've spoken with Keith, and I've spoken to myself, and we're willing to continue, but if anybody else wants to take a leadership role, you are more than welcome. So I will,
Doing a great job.
I'll reach out to you guys individually and see your feelings about that. Okay?
Great.
All right. Is there anything else? Okay,
think
can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Kristen,
Seconded?
seconded by Keith. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That carries unanimously, and it is 7:22. Thank you. Good evening.